All right, guys. Just wanted to do a brief kind of overview of the direction that we're going to be heading, what the program's going to look like, and what you can expect for about the next 6, 7 weeks after the Open. So obviously the Open is ending this week. Monday will be the last day for 17.5. Um, so we'll finish out that week. So the following week, what it's going to look like. We're going to basically start back from scratch with a lot of the Olympic weightlifting movements, snatch and clean and jerk, back squat, deadlift, a lot of barbell movements. So for example, if we take a snatch, we are going to kind of break it down into different positions. If a lot of you guys were at Exalt, this will be somewhat familiar, but we're going to kind of take a different approach. So we'll start from the high hang, and we'll build from a snatch there. We'll go into a clean there as well. So all the lifts for about the first 2 weeks are going to start from the hang position. We're going to start really light. We're going to work light, maybe build up to a moderate weight from that position. The reason we're going to start there, not from the floor, is because I'm a big believer in the fact that if you can't snatch from the hips, you'll never be able to snatch from anywhere else, because that's the last place the barbell goes through before the bar goes overhead. So again, we'll start from the hips, and we are going to progress that down to the knee area, and then finally to the floor. All of these positions we're going to be working with super lightweight, so everybody can kind of build a good base before we start adding on any significant weight. The reason I like to do this is because it gets you familiar. We're going to do a lot of reps from every position. It's going to get you familiar, and get that movement pattern down to a place where it needs to be in order to lift heavier. So we'll spend about 6 weeks there, both snatch and clean and jerk, moving from the top all the way down to the floor, super light weights, focus on technique. So it will be a super hands-on approach with the coaches, to you guys. So hopefully we can fix a lot of issues that we might have, and expose any errors that are going on from whatever different position it might be. With the squats, we're going to start really light there. We're just going to build back from the ground up. We'll start light and try to fix any valgus knee collapses or anything like that. If you have a butt wink in the bottom of your squat, if you're leaning really far forward in the bottom of a squat, and try to get everybody's base built back up from that as well. Same thing with a deadlift. If your background's really bad, if your butt shoots up too fast, stuff like that, try to get you guys better at pulling from the floor with a deadlift, better at squatting, and then same thing going overhead, shoulder to overhead. We'll start with strict press, move into a push press, move into a jerk. Obviously, with all of these, going back to the snatch, going back to the clean and jerk, the back squat, the deadlift, we're going to also incorporate a lot of accessory movements to try to help you guys with that. One thing that I wanted to do was basically do like a homework. So this will be like extra credit, because we might not always have the time in the hour to go through all of the stuff that we want to cover. So if we're able to give you guys some homework, a lot of single leg, single arm stuff, that stuff should help you guys progress a little bit faster, and then it's going to be up to you guys to do that on your own. We have all the dumbbells and stuff like that in the back, and obviously you know that if there's space back there and there's not a kids class going on, then that's all you to use. So we're going to think about incorporating that. We're going to do a lot of like strict gymnastics work. Again, just kind of going back to the basics with everything. Strict pull-ups, strict pressing with handstand push-ups, whether it's Z presses, or which a lot of you guys have asked me how to get better at handstand push-ups. That's one of my favorite exercises to do. A seated Z press, it's really good. Banded tricep pull-downs. again, single leg or single arm pressing, all that stuff like that will translate over into handstand push-ups, single arm pulling, upright rows, bent over rows, landmine rows. There's a whole bunch of different exercises that will help you become a better puller and a better presser, which hopefully in turn will lead over to being better at gymnastics. Positioning, arch and hollow holds, all of that stuff should hopefully translate into making you guys more complete. During that time, you might see 2 times out of the week where we're just going to be lifting, because it should be that in depth where you need a full hour class to work on a snatch or to work on a clean and jerk, or I actually have a couple times where we're doing both. So it'll be that hands-on to the point where we need to be working for the entire hour to help you guys really get the benefit out of the different things that are important to be good at a snatch and a clean and jerk. A lot of low intensity conditioning pieces. So a lot of rowing, a lot of running because the weather will be nice out. We're going to try to incorporate the ski erg and the bikes more. So it might be a little bit different than the traditional CrossFit that we're used to, but I can promise you, if you stick with it and you trust in the process and the program that we're creating, it will definitely pay off for you. So I'll throw the video up in the social group, and if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw the question up there, and I'm looking forward to this. This should be really fun. It should take us through the beginning part of the summer, and hopefully we see a lot of progress with everybody. Throw me the question if you have it, and I'll try to answer it best I can.